Hi, you are all welcome to BioLibrary. I am Chetan Kumar, your facilitator here at BioLibrary. In this session, we shall discuss about the process of pollination, which is employed by angiosperms in order to transfer the male gametes to another flower and facilitate fertilization. We shall also discuss the various methods employed by angiosperms as well as the biological agents which are employed in order to facilitate the process of pollination in angiosperms. Let us first understand what is pollination. Pollination is a method where pollen grains are picked from an anther, which is the male part of the flower, and transferred to the flower's female part called the stigma. Pollination is of two types. One is self-pollination and the other is cross-pollination. In this panel, you can clearly see the above picture shows the self-pollination where the pollen grains from the anthers of the same flower are transferred to the stigma in the same flower. Whereas the second panel shows the cross-pollination, wherein the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of one flower to another stigma of another flower is facilitated by an honeybee. So this is the difference between self-pollination and cross-pollination. Based upon where the pollen grains are transferred, whether on the same flower or a different flower, there are different types of pollination. One of them is autogamy. Autogamy is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower. Autogamy requires the anther and stigma to lie close to each other, and it also requires synchrony in the pollen release and stigma receptivity. Example of plants which show autogamy include viola and oxalis. While geitonogamy is the transfer of pollens from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower in the same plant. Genetically, it is similar to autogamy, but it requires pollinating agents such as wind. On the other hand, xenogamy is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of one flower from one plant to the stigma of another flower in a completely different plant. And here comes the role of several agents which may be either biotic or living and abiotic or non-living. In the coming slides, we shall discuss about the different types of pollinating agents in detail. There are several different agents of pollination which helps in facilitating pollination and reproduction not just in angiosperms but also in gymnosperms. These agents could either be biotic, which is living, or could be abiotic, which is non-living. One of the remarkable example where an abiotic agent is used as an pollinator is seen in pinus. The pollen grains are carried by an abiotic agent which is wind to distant places and fertilize the female flowers which are found at longer distances. This method by which the pollen grains are transferred with the help of wind as an pollinating agent is called as anemophily. Remarkably, this is also observed in other plants such as coconut and agave. Wind is not just used for the transfer of pollen grains, but in lower forms such as fungi, the spores which are released from the fruiting bodies are spread to larger distances with the help of wind. So wind acts as an important tool for the reproductive cycle of not just the angiosperms and gymnosperms, but also in lower forms such as fungi. There are several adaptations that are seen in the flowers which exploit wind as an pollinating agent. One of them is that the pollen grains are quite light, non-sticky and dry, and some of these pollen grains may be even winged. It is known that the pollen grains are as light as feather or even lighter than the feather of a bird, which helps them to float in the air and travel larger distances. The anthers of such flowers are well exposed in a manner that it dangles loosely from the filament, thus exposing the pollen grains in such a way that even the smallest or the slightest of the breezes are enough to expose the pollen grains and release them into the atmosphere, later on which the wind carries them to distant places. The stigma of such flowers are large and feathery and are ideally adapted to catch the pollen grains easily. These are the modifications that are seen in wind pollinated flowers. Another example of an abiotic agent which helps in pollination is seen in the aquatic plant or the hydrophyte called as Vallisneria. Here, water acts as an agent for the pollination, and this type of pollination where water is the agent is called as hydrophily. The staminate flowers which are found on a different plant, because these plants of Vallisneria being unisexual have the male flower in a separate plant whereas the female on another plant. These staminate flowers, which are shorter and have smaller filament and are submerged into the water, are released into the water and they emerge up and start floating on top of the water. On the other hand, the pistillate flower, which contains the female flower or the female reproductive organ, have a long filament with which it is attached to the body of the plant in such a manner that the pistillate flower appears on the top of the water body. The male flowers, meanwhile, which are floating around, find their way and reach the female flower, and this helps them to transfer the pollen grains into the female flower. Here, water is what helps them to bridge the gap in between them and acts as an pollination agent. And hence, this type of pollination is called as hydrophily. Yet another type of pollination which employs living organisms as the agent of pollination is called as zoophily. Here, the agent of pollination, which is a living organism, could be either a garden lizard or rodent or mammal or bat or even birds, insects, wasps, or could be anything among these. Given here is an example of an gecko lizard which helps in pollination of flax flowers. The flowers provide the lizard with nectar which is highly calorific, whereas the gecko lizard helps it in pollination and carries the pollen grains to distant flowers wherever it visits and deposits those pollen grains in the receptive flowers and helps in pollination. Further, zoophily, which employs living organisms as agent of pollination, is further subdivided on the basis of the type of organisms which it employs for pollination. Here is a type of pollination which is the subdivision of zoophily called as entomophily. In this process of pollination, the biological agent which is employed with the task of transferring the pollen grains is either a wasp or a honeybee or could be a beetle, etc. There are several adaptations which are observed in flowers which employ these insects as their pollinating agents, such as the flowers are larger comparatively than other flowers, they are brightly colored, and they are highly fragrant. They also produce large amount of nectar. Yet another type of zoophily, which employs the biological agent hummingbird as an agent of pollination, is called as ornithophily. Here, the hummingbirds are evolved in such a manner as so that the beaks of each hummingbird is modified to collect nectar from a specific flower. Hence, each of these different types of species of plants have specific hummingbird which helps in pollination of these flowers. There are certain characteristics which are observed in flowers which employ hummingbird as agent of pollination, which include flowers are comparatively large sized, the corolla is often funnel shaped, and they produce a lot amount of nectar because since the hummingbird needs enormous amount of calories or energy in order to continue its rapid movement in air while collecting the nectar. The nectar of such flowers is high in calories and provides enough amount of energy for the hummingbirds to stay alive. Baobab tree, on the other hand, employs bats as the agent of pollination. This type of pollination in which these mammals act as an pollinating agent is called as Chiropterophily. There are certain adaptations of the flower in order to achieve or exploit these mammals as their pollination agents, which include the flowers are large sized, they are dull colored with strong fruity odor, and flowers secrete abundant dilute nectar. Apart from that, they also have innumerous number of stamens and innumerable number of pollen grains are produced from them. These are some of the adaptations of the flowers which utilize or exploit mammals or particularly bats as their pollinating agents. Example, baobab tree. Even some plants employ snails as the agent of pollination. Such method where the snail cell employed for pollination is called as malacophily. Malacophily occurs in snake or cobra plant and in aurum lilies. Even the smallest of the insects, such as ants, have been employed with the task of pollination. This type of pollination, in which ants are used as pollinating agents, are called as myrmecophily. I hope this topic of pollination, along with the different types of pollination, is clear. We shall soon meet with a new topic. Thank you very much.